out in my garden this morning. What there is of it, as you can see, there's a lot of junk growing that doesn't need to be. But we're still waiting for the ground to dry up enough to be able to plow. As you can see, there's a lot of moisture in this ground yet. And yes, this is my rhubarb coming up. And we are starting to get wild violets blooming. Yay! That'll be lots of tea and wild violet jelly. I got most of my raised beds cleared out. Just not planted yet. I do have onions coming up in this one, and I still have that one to clean. That's a job. I should never have let it go last fall. That's what happens when you do. Then it's a mess to clean in the spring. And this here, I managed to get these 2 rows cleared out and peas planted. But I have a problem now with this garden. We've gardened in this spot for, oh gosh, the last 9 years in the same garden. But we just discovered a problem last week with it. And I've got traffic going by. Go figure. I live on a gravel road where we never see traffic. And when I'm filming, the traffic comes by. Yes, this is where the Danny corn was last year. And unfortunately, where you see that corn still standing upright, that's where our septic tank is. We didn't know this. We didn't know where it was at when we bought the place. Now we know. So, I've got to take and move my garden. Part of this I'm going to leave. We're going to fence off from this side here by this raised bed down through there, and then we're going to open this back out. And because it's not so much a problem that, you know, you can't grow over a septic tank, 'cause you can. Actually, things will grow very well there. But the problem is if you ever have to access it, especially when your garden's already planted, then you're going to have to uproot your garden. This row I never did get cleaned out, which is just as well. This is what those 2 rows looked like before I cleaned them. Last year was not exactly a very good year for my garden. It was like one disaster after another, and I ended up getting very discouraged. I pretty much gave up last year and said, forget it. Everything I grew in tubs just outside my back door. Look at all these violets. Is that not beautiful? Oh my goodness, I've got to come and pick these in just a little bit. There is almost nothing better than wild violet jelly, and I guarantee you nothing prettier. But that tree limb there fell, and we've got to cut that off. It fell literally right over one of my plum trees, which the other plum tree is blooming. I'll take you over here and show you. These are a large red plum that a friend of mine gave me starts of. Now this one here, this bigger tree, it's a little bit, it's older than these others, although the one that's blooming is taller, but that one's bushier. But it has already bloomed and started losing out. And this poor baby, we've got to get that mess off of it before it completely dies from it. But is this not gorgeous? Look at that. Oh, Mother Nature is so pretty. Mother Nature is so gracious to us. Look at all these blooms. That is beautiful. But from that fence all the way down to where those raised beds are was my garden, my main garden. I have a separate garden for my tomatoes, and it's swampy. I mean, it's literally swampy. And yes, we have tree limbs down on this side, but I guess it doesn't have to be cleaned up right away now because we're not going to be using it. So, I'm going to walk you over here and show you where the garden is going to go. I'm going to keep this small section up here of garden. I'm just going to open that end back up and leave it so that we can access the septic if we ever need to. And that back there is our pig pen and the west stables. We keep our goats in there at night now so that the coyotes and mountain lions and all that can't get to them. And this is another mess I've got to clean up. Oh my goodness. That is blackberries that have taken over. And yes, I'm telling you, for your own sake, don't get so discouraged that you give up. Because this is what happens in about a year's time, if you do. Now I've got tons and tons of blackberries I've got to dig up. Some I'm sending to friends. And I think I'm going to take some with us when we go to Tennessee next week. So if anybody's going to be at Andy's that wants blackberries, give me a shout. I'm going to try to get them dug up this week. And my raspberry is leafing out. My raspberries are. They're starting to take off. So let me walk you over here to the south field. This is where I grew most of my stuff last year, in all these containers, because I got so discouraged and gave up and just put it all in containers. Some of which is coming up. I've got my comfrey coming up. Oh, these, guess what? These are elderberries from Broussard's, and these are, oh my gosh, that's an American hazelnut, which I haven't planted yet. I just put it in a pot. That's another hazelnut, and this one is the Chicago fig. I put them in pots till we get everything squared away with the garden, and then we'll put it back up. And we have bee balm coming up, and oh my goodness, look at this. Whoop. I didn't get these cleaned out very good neither, but they're working on it. We have chamomile, and oh my goodness, you are going to take over. I bought this intending to put it in between a walkway going from the back door out to the stables, but I haven't gotten that far yet. You'll have to excuse the mess. My husband's a junk collector, and yes, I've been threatening to have a dumpster brought in and just load it all up. Okay, this is my south field, and this section here that you see that's kind of, it's got healed up rows in it. That is where I plant my tomatoes every year. That's my tomato garden, but we're going to expand this garden on down the rest of the way and put our regular garden over here. We just need to wait for it to dry up. I'm hoping it'll dry up enough in the next couple days that we can till this under. Hi, Jacuzzi. What, buddy? I know. What, you need some lovin's? Oh, pretty boy. Him, it's pretty boy. Rotten. But, as you can see, we have water standing in it yet. So I'm hoping it will dry up quick. We're supposed to get up into the 80s, I think, today and tomorrow. This is our grapes up through this row. And This row over here, this partial row, where you see all the weeds standing up, I've got to clean that out yet too. That's our blueberries. But, and I don't know if you can actually see up there and see that's where our orchard is. A lot of it died out over the winter because of the extreme cold and all the ice. A lot of them got broke and a lot of them just died. But we're going to put our garden, the rest of the garden, from right here. We're just going to leave these grapes and these blueberries and let them be a couple of rows in the middle of the garden. And we're going to go from where the strawberry garden was on up to close to that fence. Not all the way. We've got to leave an opening there big enough to get a truck in there so that when we clean out the sheep. And there's a picture of them. They're so rotten too. Every morning when I come down to let them out, Miss Queenie, who is the mama of the bunch, the darker one down here, is so spoiled. She has to have a carrot. But at any rate, this is what's been up with us. Fun, fun. I'm going to see if I can switch this back around. Yes, that's my house. Oh, well, the back of my house anyway. What a mess. So, I'm running behind in garden this year because we're having to basically start over. So, I'm going to be cleaning out stables and stalls in the next, and chicken coops in the next couple of days, and I'm going to bring everything down here and just throw it on this garden, and he will take the tractor and a disc and just disc it under. And hopefully if we disc it under 3 or 4 times in the next couple of weeks, if Mother Nature will let us with the rain, then maybe we'll be ready to plant. But that's going to be my garden. Alright, now we're cooperating. Alright, it's a little bit later in the evening. I lost all my footage I did earlier, so we're running behind here. Way behind, but that's okay. We'll get caught up and we'll get her growing. In the meantime, look who come up to see me. I'm trying to reach through the fence here to get some greener grass. What are you doing, Miss Molly? Alright, at any rate, that's pretty much the gist of what's been going on here. And why? I haven't really gotten a whole lot of footage out, a whole lot of videos. We're kind of running behind time, and things just aren't doing quite like we would like for them to do. But there again, that's how it goes. It's life. If it's not Mother Nature being uncooperative, there's got to be something else. But that's okay. We'll get through it, just like we do everything. And in the meantime, take my advice. Don't just let your garden go. When it's done, clean that puppy up in the fall. You'll be glad you did come spring. At any rate, I'm going to let y'all go with just a little view here of my babies. Oh, she's down on her knees, look, trying to reach through the fence for. She thinks the grass is greener on the other side. Huh, little does she know. It's not much greener anywhere. Yes, ma'am. That would be, I don't know if you can see her from here or not, Miss Queenie. She's demanding. She thinks it's time to go up, which means it's time to get fed. And she wants her carrot. These animals are spoiled. Spoiled rotten. But at any rate, I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll try to catch you later on. Bye-bye.